Attorney's Office for a legal opinion, and I got it. And my recommendation, and I had a list, and we had about, I think, about 3 meetings of the administrative staff, and went over each one of them that we had. And I ended up with the recommendation that Bob Scott, that he would be the business recommendation of the Pike County Judge under the statute, and that Mr. Scott, who is here today, I'll ask Judge Hayes to have Mr. Scott come forward and to administer the oath. But first, we need to get the fiscal court's approval, and the county attorney will explain what the situation is and the appointment and the reason we're making the appointment in the form we're doing. And then we will let the county attorney first explain, then we'll get a motion and do the appointment. Mr. County Attorney.
Judge, pursuant to KRS 91A360, C, one commissioner shall be appointed from the list of 3 or more names submitted by the chamber or chambers of commerce existing within those governmental units. However, at the bottom of that particular paragraph, if no local chamber of commerce is in existence upon the establishment of the commission or upon the expiration of the term of the commissioner appointed pursuant to this subsection, then one commissioner shall be appointed by the appropriate chief executive officer or officers from persons residing in the jurisdiction of the commission and representing local businesses. When this commission was initially formed, there was a local chamber of commerce. I reviewed the facts as I understand them. I do not think there's any longer a local chamber of commerce. There is a regional chamber of commerce. Since there is no local chamber of commerce, I think if the appointment should be made by you, subject to fiscal court approval, and the person must reside within the jurisdiction of the commission and must represent local businesses. This would not prohibit the regional chamber of commerce from submitting names if you're considering those names if you so desire, but I do not think you are bound by that list, because my interpretation would be that there is not a local chamber of commerce that is restricted to representation of businesses who all are within the jurisdiction of Pike County.
So I have a motion to approve my recommendation.
Yeah, I'll be happy to make the motion, and as I'm making the motion, I'd like to read a little bit about Bob Scott. He gave me a bio of his just a moment ago, and I wanted to read that for everybody. We passed it around, but I'll read it for Pike TV, the viewers. Bob Scott began his career in asset protection arena in 1983, focusing on helping clients preserve their estate through advanced planning. Bob has helped hundreds of successful clients reach their planning objectives. He is associated with Creative Asset Services of Pittsburgh and the professional planning team of Boca Raton, Florida. Acquiring an extensive background in planning and business arena, he continues to stay up to date with the many changes taking place in the industry. Works with professionals to understand the strategy that will assist clients to cope with economic change and asset protection in today's litigious society. Bob is frequently invited to conduct workshops and seminars for attorneys, CPAs, banking institutions, physicians, charities, and various organizations. Over the past few years, Bob has worked very closely with hospitals, clinics, including the American College of International Physicians, state and Philippine medical associations. Bob received his master's degree in education from Morehead State University. As a planning specialist, he understands that continuing education is paramount importance to keep abreast of the rapid changing times. He successfully completed his Certified Estate Planning designation through the Academy of Certified Estate Planners of Madison, Illinois. In 2012, Bob worked with National Geographic, Half Yard Productions, CBS, Big Noise PR, and the University of Kentucky's Program for Archaeological Research in reference to the Digger series Hatfield and McCoy episode. Bob desires to give back to his community. In his spare time, he's active in the local Chamber of Commerce and promotes tourism. He also volunteers as an assistant baseball coach at Belfry High School. He lives on Hatfield and McCoy Mountain, Hardy, Kentucky, along with his wife Rita their dog Frazier. So I'm happy, Your Honor, Judge, to
I have a motion on my recommendation, and Magistrate Hart to have a second. Judge, I'd like to second. Also, I'd like to say that as a member of this court, we want to thank Bob for turning his property over to the people to come in and view the well and the site on his property. And Bob, I just want to thank you for all the things you've done for this county, and I know you'll be an asset on the board, and we look forward to working with you.
Yeah, he truly opens his home and his property up to the hundreds and hundreds of visitors that come to see the McCoy home site, and that's got to be a nonstop barrage of visitors that they welcome with open arms, and they treat them well, and we, Bob, I just want to say publicly, we do appreciate all that you and your family have done for tourism in Pike County.
No other statement. Madam Clerk, have a roll call.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson? Mr. Dodson?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Judge Ruth?
Yes. We have with us requested to make a statement, Mr. Arnett from the Regional Chamber of Commerce, I might add. So you're welcome to make a statement. Sorry.
I appreciate that, Judge. I'd like to address the members of the court. Thank you for this opportunity. First of all, we provided our names of recommendations pursuant to KRS, and we really believe that we still are a local chamber of commerce. We represent 320 businesses in Pike County. Our county offices and headquarters are less than a quarter mile away from this Pike County courthouse. KRS says a chamber of commerce existing within the government territory. We are definitely within Pike County. From our chamber perspective, we believe this is outside the legal limits. I don't know Mr. Bob Scott. I have great respect for him, and it's not that I have an issue with him. It's an issue that it's the law, and the chamber gets to make their recommendations, and we would like to protest that appointment, and we will be following suit with that. So,
Mr. County Attorney.
We will vigorously defend any lawsuit. Obviously, it is the Southeast Chamber of Commerce's right and privilege to file a lawsuit. We'll let a judge decide the issue. I'm comfortable with my opinion. I assume your attorney will be comfortable with his opinion. That's the reason we have judges.
we appreciate that, and I will definitely let our businesses know that.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many businesses do you represent out of Pike County?
Just under 200, so about 100.
Okay. And how many members do you have outside of Pike County?
That's that number.
And if I realize you're not an attorney,
That's correct.
and I don't mean to ask you a legal question, but had you submitted 3 names of business owners from Floyd County, would we not, under your theory, that have been bound to select for the Pike County Tourism Commission a Floyd Countyan, if you put 3 Floyd Countryans on that list?
I think that would be a completely separate issue.
Well, I mean, what do you think, without giving a legal opinion?
Without a legal opinion, I don't think so, because they're not from Pike County. We big Pike County businesses, Pike County business people.
But you used to be the Pike County Chamber of Commerce, did you not?
That's correct.
And while your offices may be here, you don't exclusively represent just Pike County, do you?
Not exclusively, but we're the only chamber that does represent those businesses in Pike County, and we are here in Pike County.
I'm going to dispute that a minute, because the
I'd
Pike
say
County
it's
Chamber
different.
of Commerce represents a whole lot of businesses in Pike County.
Okay.
And Mr. Scott is a very active member of that Chamber of Commerce. So for you to say that your Chamber of Commerce is the only one that represents business in Pike County is not true, Mr. Arnett.
Okay.
Any other comments or statements?
Judge, I have one. I asked the judge a few months back to try to get a board established to represent all our county people. And how many do you have on that board that represents the area that we live in and where everything happened at?
Right.
How many do you have doing that?
We have a board of about 29 as our board members. We put 20 of those, 18 to 20 are probably from Pike County.
How many from that area?
Which area?
Over where the Hatfield-McCoy situation happened. I know you don't only represent
Right.
the Hatfield-McCoy.
Right.
That's one deal that we're working on right
Right.
now, trying to get some local representation.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was requested for the judge to try to establish a board and try to do something that we could get some representation from that side of the county. You know, it's not only the city, it's the county, and this is
Right.
where it all happened at.
Right.
And we would love to have somebody over there to step up to the plate and say, hey, you know, we're wanting our share of the recognition.
Right. And again, I have no contest of not contesting his credentials at all, just the process that we went through to get that.
Judge Hayes, then we'll move on.
One final question, Mr. Arnett. Is it not true that the three names that were submitted were all Pikevillians? They were all from the city of Pikeville?
That's not correct. One of them lives outside the city limits.
Oh, well, very close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in essence, they were from the Pikeville or Pikeville area.
That is
You
completely.
did not submit a name from Pine Creek. You did not submit a name from Peter Creek or Blackberry.
But Pikeville is in Pike County. Are there any other Pikeville representatives on the board?
There are plenty, but there's no, until Mr. Scott was named, there is no person from Pine Creek on that.
It's the chamber's discretion, though, and that's the reason the statute was written that way, so the business community had a voice. The biggest voice in the county, representing the business of Pike County, just got disquieted and has no voice. So,
Mr. Arnett, are you saying that our coal miners are no business people?
no, I didn't. They're members.
You know,
They're
they
members.
represent the county too.
Definitely, they're
Like
members.
Judge Hayes said there, you know, we're just asking for somebody to represent the back side of the county, which is not really, it's the front side of the county, because when you come out of West Virginia, that's the first part you hit, Pike County.
Had we had this discussion, it's not to say that Mr. Scott wouldn't have been on our list, but as it stands, he wasn't, and our list was ignored. So,
Okay, let's end this and move on. We've got business to conduct.
thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arnett. Want to acknowledge the receipt of the audit of the Big Sandy Regional Industrial Authority.